InShalla. Hey, sorry if you're waiting for me. I'm checking stuff out here. Okay, for some reason it doesn't say I'm live, but I guess I can see myself, so we can go from there. I'm not sure what's happening, but InShalla and Ashe. Tonya D here. Welcome to my daily snippet. I'm still trying to figure out all this internet stuff and all these different programs I use. But anyway, welcome to Tuesday, August 3rd. And we are moving right along. And it's already feeling as if fall is literally upon us, the harvest. And, you know, is anybody else excited about this extra spectacular Lioness new moon with the Lionsgate portal? Be sure to subscribe to my Musing Moon meditation. You can actually find it in my corridor, my venue, at club.tonyad.tv. That's where I house all of my intuitive knowings and programs and courses and so much more. So you can for sure find that in my corridor. It's absolutely a gift and a blessing to actually share that with you. But the cosmic energy for today is like adding more love into our personal love chalice. And yesterday we were in a state of love and creation, or creation of our own love story. But today we're in this cosmic loop of love, or this cosmic love loop. But before we gather here to muse about the percolating love channel, let's dive into the elemental realm. And, you know, I look into the 4 pillars of destiny. It's Chinese astrology. I use this for a variety of reasons, honestly. In each of these stems and branches, I connect with the energy pathways and more to bring holistic musing to my clients. Hi, Tazzy. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you. I myself have a plethora of fire in my chart. I have 0 water. So when the water comes in, whether it's on the year, the month, or the day, or even the hour, I literally get my support. I get my resources. So for me, that means that I am a self-made goddess, a high priestess, if you will, because I have 0 water in my 4 pillars chart. However, I absolutely need to pay attention to all of the pathways that connect to the fire element and actually nurture them. What does that look like? So energetically, those pathways for me are the heart, the triple warmer, the small intestine, red blood circulation, and the heart protector. So this is really a thing for me, just understanding these elements and the values of them to actually bring authentic balance to my body. But let's actually muse about the day master today. It's a Yin Water, or a Gwai, with a goat branch. So the goat is given direction to the water, the day master, again with all of that earth, that yin energy, if you can see that on my little screen there. But the whole day feels yin. Or yeah, we kind of had this whole yin kind of story, but it's the yang aspect that needs actually to come in to bring the balance. So I would bring in the yang metal or mineral. So this is a great day to be inside and tell or share some stories in community. Metal or yang metal is actually support for a water day master. So yes, the wood element can disperse the earth, but and think of that, it's like roots of a tree that's breaking through the soil. That's what that wood element would do. But it actually would deplete our day master because there's not a lot of water. So I would stick with mineral or metal today. Metal actions, besides sharing information, we really want to bring in the refined metals like gold instead of something destructive like a sword. So still it's the metal element, but it's actually in a different form. If this person was a client, I would actually suggest that they stick with positive objectives or ideas, balancing and being more focused, balance in the emotional state of awareness, balance within the intuition, and also find the balance in being just confident, being in your beingness, not overly aggressive in pursuing your goals. Most people with too much metal energy they're actually more withdrawn, they're loners, they're isolated in ways. They're driven by their inner faith, and it doesn't really matter if they're right or wrong. That's where they might seem kind of stubborn. So when discourse or challenges come, they go inward for answers. They don't communicate their inner feelings. And just in nature, metal is a yin frequency as an element. And actually, so is water. Hi, Amber. Thanks for joining me. So water and metal are yin just in nature, where fire and wood are yang in nature. So it's the rise of an energy and a decline of an energy. So a metal person can also be subject to more sadness or depression, and it can often dominate their life. And metal is an aspect of justice and truth, being righteous, maybe self-righteousness. Big words, right? But it's sadness, it's grief, it's longing. So the lungs and the colon. So even though, we have this water day master, I kind of went on a metal story, because those are the aspects to bring support and resources to this water person. So I would also use the kidney meridian to assist this person. I work with orange light to get the water circulation moving, along with blue to enhance the lymphatic system with all of that earth energy in those branches. And the spleen actually would be the weakened energy with all of that earth. There's just too much earth energy there. So also the ox and the goat are a clash, and they both rule the energy pathway of the spleen. So diaphragmatic breathing, bring in the element of metal for the lungs, and see how that works. So breath work would be a thing actually to do today. Ground into your breath as you exhale, and allow all the morphogenetic debris to just go out with the dark ages. Inhale the new innovation. The new pioneering kind of otherworldly stuff. That's awesome. That's kind of what I would do. I also have a cool meditation called the Inner Smile. It's in my Soliciting Solitude Meditation Center. That's kind of where I host all of my meditations in there. Not the moon cycle yet, because the moon, it shifts degrees. So there's something kind of to muse about in there. But now let's muse about the cosmic highway. So Leo is actually what we love. And we are truly in the season of love. And how we express our inner Leo is with our sun. And where it is ultimately shining in our natal chart, those are those cosmic energies, which I love and I love more. So Leo as a house ruler is the next place during Leo season where you kind of want to look in your natal chart. So have you met any Leos? They can be the love or they can be the heat, which is actually fine. For myself, as an example, Leo is the ruler of my 12th house. So I put faith over fear, and I put all the shift on my altar in the other realm. It's the God channel for me, and that's the channel I personally subscribe to. So I have these kind of God or otherworldly conversations. It's really a thing. So depending on the house in your natal chart that Leo rules, the house cusp, that is where your channel is. It's not necessarily the God channel. That's the 12th house. I would say kind of the 9th house too. Other than the 9th house is our belief channel. It's our higher philosophy. More on that later because I'm talking about Leo. But today on the highway, we're entering the next stage of our personal love story. We're entering the reality of our love story. How does that feel, right? So the reality of our love story, it's it's our bodies, it's our health. It's this 3D world that we're in. So things might appear really real today or more real than usual or any other day. You might be more aware of all of the little details in all of those little areas, the body, the world around you, the environment. I would actually go out and into nature. Any little detail to like the nano that you typically ignore is actually going to be highlighted today. So integrity, one of my favorite words, or virtues actually, is online, being one of them. So being really conscious is like hyper integral. It's like this integrated way of all of these things. And it's really a thing on a day like today. So if anything is broken, like right now I'm draining my pool a little bit. If anything feels incomplete, like, oh my God, I should be doing my hair, or out of place, maybe you feel like you should clean your house. See how that feels on a day like today. So the best thing to do on a day really like today is really to approach all of this intense information that's coming in on your hyperdrive and just rise above all that nano data, all those frequencies, and put your focus on the channel of your feelings and your heart, the heart grid. Instead of letting anything like trigger you, focus on the calm, the peace. You know, it's that rockabye baby lullaby inside of us. You know, maybe you need to sing yourself a lullaby. So the idea truly is to stay in a state of peace, where all those little minute details, you know, those little ants or gnats eating away at you, just don't allow anything to distract you from your intentions. And also, are you creating some good juju, those good intentions for this goddess meets the lion moon coming up? You know, I'm totally musing about mine, just to throw that out there. But in the larger narrative of a day like today, we are really putting a test to our integrity of how we authentically love ourselves. So this chalice of pouring more and more and more love into our personal love channel, our body, our heart, and our environment, they're all hyper aware of all of those parts that you ultimately love or should be loving, and also the aspects that you don't love so much. So a trick to play with yourself on a day like today is to absolutely 100% avoid judging yourself. Self-criticism is truly a thing. Avoid the temptations and truly excel on what you love about yourself in all ways and in all days. And the last aspect that you don't love about yourself needs you don't need that inner critic or judge being cruel or loveless, that lack of love. So what I would say is, if anything in your love channel is truly in need of healing or nurturing, put them in a state of pure filled love, pure joy channel. So if you feel sad, unhappy, or basically anything that's less than the pure essence of love, bring something to yourself that fills up your love channel. Like I said, joy, laughter, a great book, those kinds of assets, bring those into your beingness and truly love yourself inside and outside in your all aspects, the narrative, the thoughts, the feelings, the frequencies, even your beliefs, unconditionally. So, you know, we often get in a rough rut, by saying things like, oh, when this happens, I will do this, or when that happens, I'll do that. You know, it takes away from our love channel in our day-to-day reality. So it's the integrity of our own personal love story. So today, in your personal love story, because I love saying that out loud, muse about and literally identify all of those loveless aspects of your beingness and invest the love that you need to feel whole and kind of make that more contagious. And essentially, you know, where do you feel you need to be cared for by none other than yourself? And just apply a golden channel of love from the creator, your own personal creator, and the sweetness of the galactic universe, which is actually ultimately love. Really, just my opinion, we have fallen off of our own love channel, not just within ourselves, but in our day-to-day and out into the world. So it's really time to cascade, kind of like an ice skater, cascade back in. Now, I'm not an ice skater, but, you know, watching them, they seem to flow. Just an opinion. But love is an action. It is not a thought. So in loving yourself and your channel, you must actually do something. It's the action of doing it. So say something out loud, go for a walk, take a salt bath, read a love to self kind of book or a self-love story, whatever. Even create a personal love note to yourself. I have them everywhere. I have Post-its everywhere. Even my phone, my reminders go off all the time. Buy yourself a prize, get a massage. Just making the effort brings that love to this channel for your own beingness. So this inner light of integrity will actually shine brighter and brighter from your heart. So just know that when we shine bright, sometimes our outer life will kind of try to merge in and cast a shadow. So it's like being a witness in all of those imperfections that are actually perfect and seeing the cracks in the pavement in what's actually around us. So if that happens, what you put your time and your energy into, you want to shift that. So I don't know about you, but I feel like we've had a few days that are actually kind of topsy-turvy. So we truly want to experience our life like coming into the frequency, coming into alignment. And what happens is we start regaining our energy, we start healing our body and even our spirit. And you want to protect yourself from the inside out and the outside in and vice versa. So our heart center is actually what's online today. It's active. So this chalice is actually ready to give, as well as imagine drinking from this chalice the nectar of the gods. Truly just filling up our beingness, our energy, our spirit with the juiciness of all of the love and the more of that love, that cascading love from a higher essence, a higher being, the angelic beings, which I'm going to chat about in a minute. But truly any color that ultimately aligns with your heart is the color for you today. Of course, you can wear emerald green. I have an emerald necklace on and some earrings, but I chose pink because pink is a love channel too, right? Nature, take a forest bath. You can sit among trees, stuff like that. I truly believe nature is the most healing aspect out there, whether it's sitting by a stream, birds, could be anything really. The moon, the moon is still in Gemini. So again, our thoughts are analyzing our feelings, or they might be intellectualizing them, but we really want to stay heart-centric today. We don't want any cosmic clutter. So the angelic beings for today, again, Raziel, the season of Leo. So it's like we are keeping this angelic being online as a gatekeeper in our day-to-day and in our reality all through the Leo season. Then we have Ariel, the Lioness of God. This again is the nature angel, just connecting us with all of those different aspects of nature, those otherworldly kind as well, fairies, elemental spirits, this world or not, doesn't really matter. And we also have Metatron. Metatron is online, so you could utilize the Merkaba or really any sacred geometry that you're actually called to. It's like the mysteriousness of the universe. Really the healer of those lower frequencies and those energies, lower thought processes, lower emotions or feelings. So Metatron would be great to shift all of that. Now, the card of today, which I'm going back to my Angel Tarot. I often call it my Love Tarot deck. And what happens, what I love about it is it's just connecting with those angelic beings for guidance, the wisdom, the insight. I think that's a good thing, really. I just think it's funny that I call it my Love Tarot deck, but even though it's the Angel Tarot deck. But here we have these two wands. Progress. And it's kind of interesting. I thought it was kind of funny, actually. It reminds me of the staff from yesterday's snippet in my Shaman Oracle deck. But the wands are fire. It's passion, creativity. It's even travel. And it's funny, I think, that we're in the season of Leo, and happy Earth Day to all of the Leos out there too, by the way. I know lots of Leos now that I muse about that out loud. But the two here in the card, it's like a meeting of kindred spirits. It could possibly be a romantic partner, a friend, somebody who actually broadens our vision, our third eye, or inspires us to think innovatively. So it kind of feels between this Aquarian, Uranian, kind of thought processing thing going on. And it's interesting also because Aquarius is in opposition to Leo. So this card is kind of offering up ideas and inspiration, even those unexpected opportunities. So I would actually start glimpsing in, getting a bigger picture, a higher view, a mountain view, a perspective, and just see how you might develop your own innate creativity, your own inner skills. Maybe explore new interests, something that's been kind of tapping you on the shoulder. Commit to a skill, learning something new. Education is actually also a meaning behind this card or in front of this card. And the 2 is actually also asking us to invest our time in planning so we actually make the most of our time and also our energy. So I say take the time to love yourself more. And when you think you have loved yourself more, do it all over again. Take the time, take the space, pour the energy, your love channel, pour that love in your own personal chalice. You know, I'm in my authentic skin. That might be an affirmation, I would say. It would be something like, I'm in my authentic skin. I am loving myself without judgment or criticism. Just shove that shit away or shift. Ha! I am blessed and grateful for my love story would be another affirmation. Or, you know, I am supporting my love channel with compassion in my heart. So today truly is a day to just keep adding more love into your beingness. So with all of that, thank you, everyone. I love seeing people on the show. And I will see you tomorrow with its juiciness and its love story. InShalla, Ashe. And as always, thanks for joining me.